The way a PhD works is the professor works very closely with the PhD student to try to create knowledge.
I'm particularly interested in house price volatility,
how accounting standards are related to noise trade,
law and ethical issues.
I'm interested in how patients make healthcare decisions.
The things that kind of are under the surface.
Do they have stock? Do they have bonds? Do they have bank debt?
Like morality, freedom, some of these big weighty things.
I study how emotions influence decision making.
I want the real world problems.
So I'm, carving out a little niche right now.
If this is your project, it's your baby, run with it.
Wharton is an amazing place for doctoral students, and there are so many reasons for it.
You get to explore ideas. We're in the business of investigating things that we find interesting and being the first to learn the answers.
The freedom is really great. It's a wonderful thing to feel like I control my destiny.
They really encourage you to think completely out of the box, be really creative, and think of something that is a phenomenon that maybe people have never studied.
I feel so fortunate to have the opportunity to be here, develop my own ideas, make those decisions for myself, and have all these resources at my disposal.
There's really no end to what we can do. If you can dream it up, Wharton can make it happen.
So the problem is, if I run this regression, which we can all do.
So the first 2 years, mostly coursework. You got to learn how to do stuff right, basically.
It's not that I'm responding to Andrew's financing decisions. I'm responding to changes in his characteristics.
There's always classes going on, especially early on when you're not sure exactly what you may be interested in doing or taking further, so you get kind of a wide exposure, which is nice. In addition to the material, you start to learn some of the tools of the profession.
Just run a whole bunch of firm-specific time series regressions to pump out the residuals.
I love classes. I like courses, especially since, after you're done with your core classes, you get to pick whatever classes you want. So I get to pick whatever I'm interested in. Can you think of something better?
What's the probability of seeing ahead? Don't overthink.
I think I've loved teaching ever since I was young. I just love seeing the students realize something. It just drops in and they're like, oh, I get it. I get emails of thank you and how much you've helped me, and I like that. That's all I need.
In your upper years, it changes drastically where you have less structure but more freedom.
On your own isn't the right way to put it because there's still a lot of support, a lot of faculty there, people you can talk to anytime. But it's your job to really get the stuff done.
So yeah, a typical day for me involves a fair amount of spending time on my computer, but also, interacting with other students and bouncing off ideas off of them.
I actually really love the chance to sort of go off on my own, be really creative and, make my own mistakes sometimes.
You have all of your time to focus on research, which is my favorite, so being able to just put all of my time into research is really, really exciting.
I'd say a lot of time is spent kind of working on your own, on your individual things, but that said, we share offices, so at any point in time, there's usually 1 or 2 or 3 of my colleagues that are in there with me, and we're all sort of working together, so that's kind of nice, and it's less like, a monk working away or a hermit or something like that. There's other people that are down there in the trenches with you, even if they're working on something that's slightly different.
One of the things I really love about Penn is that the business school is integrated with the rest of the university. From my office in Huntsman to the university library, which also houses the business library, is a 5-minute walk. On the way, I pass the rest of the Wharton School and the building where the philosophy department is, and the law school is just another 5 minutes away. So I can easily get to all the resources I want, and it's also a beautiful school.
At Wharton, I think they really encourage you to develop your own ideas. They really want you to take ownership intellectually.
We have a large faculty, a diverse faculty. We have an all-star faculty. And the way I always describe it is, coming to Wharton is like an insurance policy. If you come to Wharton, there is going to be somebody working in the area that you're interested in.
Because we have the kind of program where it is an apprenticeship and that we really are collaborating with our doctoral students, and we really care about our doctoral students, they get a lot of attention. They really become our peers.
So when I work with doctoral students, we are essentially co-creating knowledge. And so I'm still kind of a student in the sense that I'm giving knowledge, I'm also receiving knowledge. It's kind of a mutually beneficial and interactive relationship.
I really love Philly. Philly's been just absolutely wonderful to me. It's been a really great place to live. I love the fact that it has so much culture. It's also really reasonable, which is really important when you're a grad student. You don't potentially have a lot of money. So, being able to actually lead a good life here is actually easy, even on a grad student stipend.
People here are cool. It's great. I mean, I've made some great friends here and made some great friends in the field at large. And to realize that, people value what I have to say, that's like a wonderful feeling. I don't really know much yet, but I think at least it's nice to know that I'm capable of that level of thought.